monohybrid cross. First experiment done by Mendel, monohybrid cross. Then what's called monohybrid cross? The cross that made between the single pair of contrasting characters. Single pair of contrasting characters. These are called monohybrid cross. For example, stem height. Stem height. It is the only one character. Stem height. What are the contrasting characters? Tall and dwarf. Stem height, tall is dominant character, dwarf is a recessive characters. So, a cross that made between the single pair of contrasting characters is called monohybrid cross. Mendel selected first stem height, tall and dwarf. So, Mendel selected actually tall and dwarf plot for this experiment. These are the parental generation, tall plant crossed with the dwarf plant. But actually, Mendel considered tall as a female, dwarf as a male in the first experiment. We know that by some certain it is a bisexual plant. Both the sex organs are present in the same plant. But how he considered as a female and male? I mean, he removed the pollen grain from the anther of a tall plant in a bud condition. So now the flower will consist of only calyx, corolla, then gynoecium. Androecium is absent because androecium is removed by the process called emasculation. Already we know we thought that emasculations. So emasculation in the sense removal of anther from the tall flower of the tall plant. So it is a female flower and it is considered as a male flower. Dwarf plant considered as a male flower. So he selected pure breeding tall cross with the dwarf, but Mendel represented tall is controlled by a dominant character is controlled by capital T, capital T. Remember the alphabets dominant characters is denoted by actually capital letters. The alphabets capital letter capital T that control that denote the tall characters, and similarly lower cases are also called as small letters that indicate for the dwarfism are also called recessive characters. Remember, Mendel already point out each and every character is controlled by a pair of factors. Is nothing but alleles. A pair of factors nowadays we call it as a gene. So tall is controlled by capital T, capital T. Dwarf is a recessive character controlled by small t, small t. But at the time of gamete formation, each alleles are get segregated. Enter into the gamete. So among the two alleles, each alleles are get segregated, I mean separated, enter into the gamete. Capital T, here also capital T, here small t gets segregated. So these are gamete. There are 4 types of gametes are formed. Remember, and if they are crossing, what are the possibles? Is capital T and go and cross with this small t, another small t. Another capital T also go and cross with this small t. For example, this capital T cross with the small t. It is a female gamete that is called a ovum or egg. It is a sperm, male gamete 2 sperm, 2 egg or ovum. Capital T, small t, capital T, small t. Here next are the same. Capital T, small t. Next this one, capital T, small t. This one, capital T, small t. So these are the genotype of the offsprings. Remember, what is called phenotype and genotype? Phenotype is nothing but external characters, morphological characters of the plant. These are called phenotype. I mean tall and dwarf, these are the phenotypic characters. And if the tall is controlled by capital T, that is alleles or gene, these are the genotype. Here small t, these are the genotype. But both are homozygous dominant recessive with the homozygous recessive characters. But all the F1 hybrid, these are called first filial generation. Here capital T, small t. I mean this capital T dominant characters is dominant over the recessive characters. So it expresses only tall plant. Morphology only tall plants are appears therefore. It is also tall plant. It is also tall plant. Then it is also tall plant. All the efforts are only Mendel observes tall plant characters. I mean among the two parental characters, only one parental characters are expressed in F1 generations. These are called hybrid. Hybrid or also by the process called hybridization. In the first filial generations. Remember, Mendel crossed pure breeding homozygous tall plant crossed with the pure breeding homozygous recessive, but all the F1 are heterozygous. Here capital T small t are heterozygous. Why? These heterozygous characters controlled for the tallness because morphologically, externally, all the plants are tall. Because among the two alleles, only one allele is dominant over the other characters. Even the dominant characters control the dominant over the recessive characters. That is why only one characters are expressed tall. So it is get confusions, but by better to understand by plotting this gamete in the Punnett square. Punnett square. It was first discovered by Reginald Punnett. These are the Punnett square. The Punnett square was first discovered by Reginald Punnett. Hence it is also called Punnett square. In Punnett square actually, male gamete placed in horizontal position, female gamete actually placed on the vertical positions. But the male gamete, these are the male gamete. Yes, male gamete. These are the female gamete. Small t, small t. Here, capital T, capital T. So, male gamete always placed on the horizontal position, female gamete always placed on the vertical positions. If we cross this easily, capital T, small t, capital T, small t, this two, next step. Capital T, small t, this two, capital T, small t. So, morphologically, all are tall plant. Tall plant. So, phenotypically, all are tall plant. But genotypically, actually, it's not a pure tall, it's a heterozygous. Capital T, small t is a heterozygous. Then what is the ratio of F1 generation? These are called first filial generation. What is the ratio? Tall and dwarf ratio actually. How many tall plant? 4 tall plant, no recessive plant. So ratio 4 is 0. In monohybrid cross, F1 generation, first filial generation is a phenotypic ratio is 4 is 0. All plant are tall plant phenotypically. But Mendel obtained F2 generations. F2 generation by selfing. By selfing of F1. How to obtain F2 generation? By selfing. I mean, these are the F1 generation. This cross with these two plant. These are selfing. So all the F1 actually capital T, small t. It is a genotype of F1. Cross selfing, cross with the capital T, small t. So Mendel obtained F2 generation by selfing of F1. So for the parental, in parental generation, heterozygous tall, capital T, small t, crossed with the heterozygous tall plant. This is also capital T, small t. These are the type of gamete formation. Each alleles are get segregated. Capital T, small t, capital T, small t. So if you plot these gametes on Punnett square, these are the Punnett square. The credit goes to the discovery of Punnett. Hence it is also called Punnett square. male gamete, female. Both male and females are same because it's homozygous. Sorry, heterozygous. Capital T, small t, capital T, small t. So gamete. And if we cross capital T, next here capital T, small t, here capital T, small t, small t, small t. So capital T, they respond for controlling of tall characters. These are pure tall, capital T, pure tall plant. Capital T, small t, it is also morphologically tall plant, but genotypically it's heterozygous. Capital T, small t, it's a tall plant. And small t, it is a dwarf plant, dwarf recessive characters. So after the F2 generation, actually Mendel conclude actually the characters are never blending, never mixing, because both the parental characters are expressed in the F1 generation. Sorry, F2 generation. In F1 generation, say among the two parental characters, only one characters are expressed. That's the dominant characters. And in F2 generation are required both the parental tall and dwarf are expressed in the F2 generation. If you observe phenotypically, what are the phenotypic characters? Tall and dwarf plant are observed. The phenotypic. But in F1 only tall plants are appears. In F2 morphologically tall plant also appears, dwarf plant also appears. Observe. And what are the tall plant actually? How many tall plant? 1, 2, 3. 3 tall plant. There are how many dwarf plant? Only one dwarf plant. So ratio, phenotypic ratio is 3:1. But what is the genotypic ratio? Genotypic ratio. I mean genotypically, how many tall? I mean capital T. How many capital T? Capital T, small t, then small t, small t. There are pure homozygous tall. Only one pure homozygous tall. Only one. The two heterozygous tall. Only one homozygous recessive dwarf plant. So what is the genotypic ratio actually? 1:2:1. The genotypic ratio. What is the phenotypic ratio? 3:1 in monohybrid cross. So Mendel actually in first crosses, monohybrid crosses, actually remember he selected a tall dwarf plant. In first crosses, dwarf plants consists a male and tall plant consists a female. But in second cross, he changed the flower actually. Dwarf is considered as a female. Tall plant is considered as a male. These are called reciprocal cross. Remember, in second cross, Mendel applied reciprocal cross. To change the male and female reciprocal. But the results did not get any affected. What is the result of among the two characters? Only one expressed in the F1 generation. In the reciprocal classes also, only one characters are expressed. These are the dominant characters are expressed. But this same technique Mendel applied all the 7 pair of contrasting characters. But he selected only one pair of contrasting characters, stem height. The same technique he applied all the 7 pair of contrasting characters, but the result did not get any affected. The same result are obtained. At the end of the F2 generations, both parental characters expressed. He conclude the characters are never mixing, never blending, because both the characters are expressed. So we can easily come. There's a questions may be asking. What's the monohybrid phenotypic ratio? 3:1. This is a monohybrid cross. In dihybrid cross, whole square. In trihybrid cross, whole cube. Directly we go to the answer. In monohybrid cross, Mendel applied phenotypic ratio 3:1. In dihybrid cross, actually, whole square 9:3:3:1. In trihybrid cross also whole square. 9 is 3 is 3 is 1 whole square. Likewise going on. What is genotypic ratio? 1 is to 2 is to 1 in monohybrid cross. What is dihybrid cross genotype ratio? Whole square. 1 is to 2 is to 1. I mean cross with 1 is to 2 is to 1. In trihybrid cross, again cross with 1 is to 2 is to 1 is going on. Okay. So these are the dihybrid cross. Monohybrid cross. But at the end of the monohybrid cross, Mendel proposed two law. That is the conclusions of monohybrid cross. What are the conclusions of monohybrid cross? He proposed two law. The first law is nothing but a law of dominance. Law of dominance. Second law, law of segregations. Law of segregations. Okay, wow. So only two laws proposed at the end of the monohybrid cross. The third law also proposed, law of independent assortment at the end of the dihybrid cross. So the law of independent assortment to explain the dihybrid cross. Law of dominance explained. Remember, law of dominance explains only the monohybrid cross. But the law of segregation explains both the monohybrid cross and also dihybrid crosses. So let us explain what is called law of dominance. In monohybrid cross, actually, among the two parental characters, listen, among the two parental characters, only one parental characters are expressed. Tall. Only one parental characters are expressed in the F1 generation. These are called dominant characters. In those characters which is not expressed the F1 generation is called recessive characters. What's the law of dominance? The character which is expressed the F1 generation is called a dominant character. Those which is not expressed the F1 generation is called a recessive characters. These are the law of dominance. The law of dominance are applicable only for a monohybrid cross. So all the crosses, but it is explained to monohybrid cross. Second, what is called law of segregations? During gamete formation, listen, these two alleles are never blending together because both the parental characters are expressed in the F2 generation. I mean, during gamete formation, among the two alleles of the parental characters, each alleles are get segregated, enter into the each gamete. So the gamete will receive only one of the alleles. So these gametes, it is a pure for the character. Remember, this gamete, it is a pure for the controlling of the character. For example, let's take the example on the capital T. These gametes are receive only one capital T. The capital T responds for controlling only tall. This is also capital T, only for tall characters. This small t receives, this response for controlling only for dwarfness. So the gamete responsible for the purity of the character. Yes. This second law, law of segregation, it is also called a law of purity of gamete. Remember, law of purity of gamete. Purity of gamete. Why do we call it a law of purity of gamete? The gamete is always pure for the characters. So it is also the law of purity of gametes. But the third law, law of independent assortment after the completion of dihybrid class. But next, let's go to discuss. There is some exceptions also there in the law of dominance. In all the classes, many scientists are performed Mendel basic concept, Mendel concept. Many scientists are performed several experiments based on the Mendel concept. There is some failure also observed in many plants. There is the exception of law of dominance. What are the exception of law of dominance? Certain exceptions. Law of dominance. The first exceptions, incomplete dominance. Second, codominance. The third, multiple allelism. Multiple alleles. Then fourth one is a pleiotropic. Pleiotropic. So these are the exceptions of law of dominance. Here the law of dominance gets failure. Law of dominance among the two parent characters, only one parent characters are expressed. Here there are failure of this law of dominance. The next videos we are going to discuss what are the exception of this law of dominance. Then what are the conclusions of monohybrid cross? Mendel proposed two law after the monohybrid cross. One is law of dominance, another one is the law of segregation, or also called law of purity of gametes. The two laws proposed after the monohybrid cross. The third law also proposed at the end of the dihybrid cross. But what is the first law? Actually, law of dominance. The cross, among the two parental characters, only one characters are expressed in the F1 generation is called law of dominance. Those characters which is not expressed in the F1 generation is called recessive characters. This is the law of dominance. But there is some exceptions also there in the law of dominance. Exception of law of dominance. The first exception, incomplete dominance. What is called incomplete dominance? None of the parental characters is dominated. That's called incomplete dominance. The F1 is obtained intermediate of the parental characters. No one parental characters is dominated. For example of incomplete dominance, it was first observed incomplete dominance by Karl Correns. In 1903, Karl Correns observed incomplete dominance in 4 o'clock plant. Mirabilis jalaba. It is also called a 4 o'clock plant. The incomplete dominance was first studied by Karl Correns in 1903 in Mirabilis jalaba 4 o'clock plant. It is the first example. Another one example also observed have been reported in incomplete dominance antirrhinal matches. Antirrhinal. It is also called a dog flower. Dog flower. Antirrhinal matches. It is also have been reported incomplete dominance. And another one example, angulation feather fold, angulation fold. Angulation fold. The color of the feather color of the fold, angulation fold, it is also incomplete dominance. No one the parental characters are dominated. Let us consider, for example, another one. For example, Mirabilis jalaba. In Mirabilis jalaba, actually, they have produced two types of color of the flower in the pure state. For example, for the parental characters, red flower crossed with white flower. These are the parental characters. In Mirabilis jalaba, in pure state, there are two colors of the flowers are produced, red and white. Red is a dominant character controlled by the gene is called capital R, capital R. White is a recessive character controlled by the alleles or gene is called small r, small r. Each character is controlled by a pair of alleles, a pair of factors. At the time of gamete formation, okay, it's a homozygous. There is only one alleles or possibilities. Here capital R. If they take the two alleles, the same result also. Here also small r. Both are fused together by the process called fertilization. Male and female gamete are fused together by the process called fertilization. to obtain the F1 generation. F1 generation, capital R, small r. But according to law of dominance, one of the parent characters are expressed. I mean the dominant characters are expressed. Actually, the F1 is actually a red flower, but here the failure of law of dominance. All the F1s are absorbed pink color flower. Pink color flowers. So here the red flower not completely dominant over the white flower. So that is called incomplete dominance. I mean the no one the parental characters or the factors or alleles are dominant over us. So that is why the F1 offspring, the first Fourier generation, all the offsprings are intermediate color of the parental characters. That's intermediate. So the pink color flowers observed. Hence it is also called blended inheritance. I mean incomplete dominance also called blended inheritance. I mean both the colors are blend together. Both the parental characters are blend together to appear pink color flowers appears in the F1 generation. But in F2 generations, by crossing of, I mean by selfing of F1. We know that's F1. What is the F1 actually? Capital R, small r. It is a heterozygous pink color flowers. Crossed with the F1, capital R, small r. So how to obtain F2 generation? By selfing of F1. So these are the parent, capital R, crossed with the capital R, small r. So it is a heterogametic or heterozygotic. There are two types of gametes are possible. The time of gamete formation, two types of gametes are possible. Capital R, small r. These are the law of segregation. Among the two alleles, each alleles get segregated, enter into the gametes. Here also capital R, then small r. And if you plot this gametes in the Punnett square, male, here female, capital R, small r, female also, capital R, small r, both are fused together, here capital R, here capital R, small r, here capital R, small r, then small r. So capital R, it is a red flower. Capital R, small r, F1, it is a pink color flower. Pink, here also pink. Here small r, it is a white flower. White flower observes. So what is the phenotypic ratio actually? Phenotypically, red flower and a pink flower and white flowers also observed by Karl Correns. So red also appears, white, pink colors also appears and white. In red, how many red? Only one red. How many pink? 2. How many white? Only 1. So phenotypic ratio also 1:2:1. Then what is the genotypic ratio? Genotypic is nothing but genetic constitutions ratio. I mean genotype, capital R, how many capital R, how many capital R, small r, how many small r. So it is a genotype. Capital R, only 1, capital R, small r, 2, small r, only 1. So it is also 1:2:1. Here both phenotypic and genotypic ratios 1:2:1 in incomplete dominance. It is a intermediate characters of the parental characters. It is a failure of law of dominance. There is an exception of law of dominance. Another one, for example, angulation fold. In angulation fold also, it produces two color of feathers, feather color. feather color of four, actually two types. One is a black colored bird crossed with white. It is a parental generations. Black, this is an ambulation form. Black is controlled by capital B. White is controlled by small b. These are recessive characters. For the time of gamete formation, only one is it is a homozygous. There only one gametes are possible. Here also only one gametes are possible. Both are fused together to form zygote capital B small b. This is a first filial generation. Now the F1 offsprings actually, it is a failure of knob dominance. All are blue color. In case of knob dominance, among the two parental, only one parental characters are expressed. Here, none of the parent characters are expressed. That is a incomplete dominance. Blue color. If you obtain the F2 generations, the same ratio also. Black, the same types also existed here. Black, blue, then also white. The ratio 1:2:1. F2. Both phenotypic as well as genotypic ratio also 1:2:1. It is a feather color of ambulation flock. It is a first exception of knob dominance, that is called incomplete dominance. The second exception, that is a codominance. Then what is called codominance? Alleles of both the parental characters can able to express themselves independently in the F1 generation. These are called codominance. Here also failure of knob dominance. For example of codominance, coat color of cattle, skin coat color of cattle. I mean short horned cattle. Another one example, AB blood group. Usually human beings, the blood group is ABO blood group. But the alleles A and B are dominant. Both are characters expressed. These are called codominant. AB blood group, it is a codominant. Another one is a sickle cell hemoglobin. These are the three examples of codominance. The next one will be one. First, if you take, let us understand to take the example of skin coat color of short armed cattle. So one of the parental characters, parent actually skin coat color, red color of skin coat color of cattle variety crossed with white. These are the parental generations. Red coat color of cattle actually controlled by the gene. It is a capital R. White coat color of the skin also controlled by capital W. It is not a recessive character because both are dominant characters. Both the alleles of the parental characters can able to express themselves independently. I mean both the parental characters are expressed. So it is also dominant characters. So here at the time of gamete formation, half of the number of chromosomes are reduced. Homozygous only one capital are possible. Here capital W. So here there is no lower cases, only it is a letter. The alphabets are dominant characters. Capital W, not small w. Both are fused together to form zygote to produce the F1 generation. I mean first filial generation, capital R, capital W. but it is a roan color variety. Roan. Then what is called roan color? Skin color actually it is a white. Total skin color of cat is white. There is small patches of red. So it is a red color. It is a white color. So both the parental characters can able to express the F1. These are called roan varieties. Roan color are also called roan varieties. In codominance. So here both the red colors also appears, both the white colors also appears independently because both the alleles of the parental characters are dominant. That is why they express themselves independently. If you obtain the F2 generation by selfing of F1. You know what the F1 actually? Capital R, capital W crossed with capital R, capital W. These are the parental characters. We have two generations. So both are heterozygous. The F1 always is hybrid is heterozygous. So there are two gametes are possibilities. Here capital R, capital W. Here also capital R, capital W. If you plot this gamete, the checkerboard are also called Punnett square. The male gametes are placed here. Capital R, capital W, capital R, capital W. Both here capital R fused together. Capital R, capital W. Here also capital R, capital W. Here capital W, capital W. So the capital R parental characters is a red color, skin coat red color. Capital R, capital W, roan variety. It is also roan color. It is a white color. So what is the phenotypic ratio? Phenotypically red, roan, then white. The ratio actually only one red, two roan color, one white. So here ratio also 1 is to 2 is to 1 in phenotypic. Then what is the genotypic ratio? So ratio. How many capital R? Only one capital R. Capital R, capital W 2. Then capital W only one. So here also both phenotype and genotype is the same ratio. 1 is to 2 is to 1, 1 is to 2 is to 1. There is a new question. See, in which of the following crosses the same both phenotypic and genotypic ratio is same? Both incomplete dominance and also codominance. Incomplete dominance and also codominance. The third one is secondary. It is the first one. The second one is AB blood group. AB blood group. We are going to detailing discuss in the next some multiple alleles. Simply listen. Human blood group actually is controlled by the gene is called I. It's a gene. I mean isoheme-agglutinin. I. It is produced, the gene produced three alleles actually. IA, IB, IO. These three alleles can control the ABO blood group in human being. ABO blood group. But here IA is a dominant, IB also dominant, IO is a recessive characters. If both IA and IB are fused together, so the blood group is IA, IB, the blood group is AB. These are called codominants. So AB blood group is a codominant. It is another one example of because the both alleles are dominant characters. We discuss detailing in the next one is the multiple allelism. ABO blood group is example for multiple allelism. AB blood group is example for codominance. The third one is a sickle cell hemoglobin. Sickle cell hemoglobin. It is an sickle cell hemoglobin. In sickle cell hemoglobin, it is a gene mutated disease, genetic disorders. With gene or point mutation genetic disorder, it is an autosomal genetic disorder, sickle cell. The persons actually, sickle cell persons actually have the alleles actually hemoglobin A normal and hemoglobin S, that's a sickle cell person. The person's heterozygous conditions, each and every character is controlled by two alleles. The HBA normal from one person, the HBs from another person. See, the heterozygous actually, it's a codominance. It is also, we are going to discuss detailedly in pleiotropism. Pleiotropism, sickle, for example, sickle cell anemia or sickle cell hemoglobin. In what is called codominance? Here, both alleles, normal allele, sickles alleles. I mean, the alleles are gets mutated. These are both are fused together. This person also normal person, but they carry the recessive alleles also. These are the codominants. The next, we are going to discuss another example for these exceptions of law of dominance. One is incomplete dominance over, and the second one is codominance over. Then third one is multiple alleles.